Hey, hello, good morning. You're welcome to Mom Ziba Talks Daily Podcast. How you doing today? How you feeling? Hope you're feeling good. Because that is the very best I want for you every day. I want you to feel good. How you enjoying the weekend over there here in Nigeria? Today is Saturday, and after the chores and taking care of home things, I think I'm ready to be with you. I'm very obliged to be with you this wonderful Saturday morning. Okay, so I thank all the returning listeners for joining me on this podcast today, and I really appreciate you, and new ones that are just clicking onto Mom Ziba podcast, hearing Mom Ziba's voice for the first time. I'm welcoming you to this podcast. This podcast is a very wonderful place for you to be. It's a place where we talk about relationship issues, and also we talk about family health and personal health and fitness, and we also share light on a bonus of business classes, because Mom Ziba also is a social media marketer. You're welcome to Mom Ziba Talks as we move together in unboxing the whole pack of Mom Ziba. Is a lot in the pack, as I always tell you. Please don't forget to click on the follow button to become a follower, and you will be the first to be notified when you click on the notification button in case any new episode is up for you. You're welcome to Mom Ziba Talk. So today I'm going to be talking about a very a topic that people really do not really look into, but this is what is happening. Most people don't know how to put it, and so this is what has been a breaking relationship. Many relationship, beautiful relationship, has been crushed to the ground because of this, and people normally see them as trivials. They don't see them as something. They don't see this particular situation, action, as something that can really have a great side effect in their beautiful relationship. As a social media, as a relationship coach rather, I have observed and heard from many persons what has really crushed most of their beautiful relationship. I was opportune to talk with Cynthia, and she told me that Mom Ziba, this is what has been the issue in my relationship, micro flirting, and my husband has been engaging in this for a long time, and I don't know how really to put it out to him. So I've been keeping this within me for a long time, and it's like I'm introvert over this issue, but I don't think I can continue this relationship anymore. And I tried to persuade her. I tried to tell her that I want to see her husband. I want to talk with her. So she told me that her husband is kind of a difficult person. So I don't think I have to force things with her, because she knows her husband more than me. So I think that this has really, when we check in a trend online, we hear people talking about micro cheating and micro flirting. Some people really don't know what it is. A lot of persons can really indulge in this. It doesn't matter your kind of personality. Some people really do this and they don't really know how harmful and the side effect beside this. And I'm going to be letting you know the side effects that it could have on your relationship. If you have a serious relationship, if you have a beautiful relationship with your partner, I think I'm going to be telling you some things that you need to stay away from, okay, that is under the a bracket of micro cheating, because you do this, you don't know. So I'm going to be letting you to know those habits, those things you do that you need to stop if you want your serious relationship to really thrive harder, if you want your serious relationship to last longer. You're welcome to Mom Ziba, so stay tuned in. You're welcome. I am really passionate about a relationship because you agree with me if as an individual you are in a relationship and in that relationship you have had issues with your partner, there are possibilities for you not to be okay. Most times, especially when you are away from your partner, you can concentrate, you can be focused, you can't be productive because you have built a string with your partner for a long time. It normally happens. To avoid HSC, your relationship, to avoid things that is going to break you down in your relationship, in your personal productivity. I think that this topic is very, very crucial that I talk about it. I let you know about it because it is very important you know. Okay, so first off, before we go into how it could really crash your beautiful relationship, both, I want to be letting people who don't really know this habit, this action, what it's all about. I'll be telling you what it's about. So you just pick Echoes, a place where we can really talk about this, where there is no noise, where there's no distraction, because you're going to be learning a lot from this. Okay. And I'm also going to be telling you who is a victim spouse. If your husband is involved in microflirting, or if your wife is involved in microflirting with anyone outside, I'm going to be telling you what to do. All right, so stay tuned. Now, microflirting or micro-cheating are terms that are referred to subtle actions that can indicate a romantic or sexual interest outside a committed relationship. So, if you are a lady in a relationship with a guy that is not yet committed to you and he's still flirting with someone else outside, okay, I don't think you have the full soul right to say that is microflirting because it's not yours wholesomely. All right, permit me to say this. It might look hurting, but this is just the blunt truth. Okay, these behaviors are often not overtly sexual or explicit. Okay, but they can be perceived as crossing boundaries, betraying the trust within a committed relationship. Okay, so what are the examples? What are the signs? What are the red flags for you to really know that, okay, this person is micro-cheating, this person is micro-flirting? What other signs you can use to identify this kind of a situation? Number one is, okay, how about you and your spouse being in a place and often you see your spouse commenting on a particular social post of someone in a way that suggests more than just watching that video or more than just watching that person a picture online. It could be a lady and your husband is so committed to this kind of special attraction more than a normal just watching that person as something you met online in a social media platform that you can scroll through or just give a thumbs up and walk past. Okay, he's constantly giving this special kind of a reverence kind of attention to this lady and to this lady. Then you can really say that, okay, maybe for instance today, like you spend like 2 or 3 hours watching this lady actions and everything, listening to her, commenting her ass, commenting her boobs, commenting everything that she got, and so indulged. Even when you're talking to him, he's not distracted at all. These are also signs to know that this person I have is microflirting. Okay, and number 2 is frequent and or intimate messages or text with someone that is not your partner. You see, some people make a very, very grievous mistakes in their relationship, and this is not very supportive from me to you. You are sending message to a person who is supposed to be your workmate or your boss in the office as a lady, and you are sending messages that are so passionate. Okay, you are sending a message, okay, or the man is receiving a message from his secretary, or receiving messages from his co-staff about her personal issues, how she felt, how her menstruation pain felt like, and how she had cramps, how she had problems in her relationship with her boyfriend, how her boyfriend is making her feel so sad. All those kind of a thing that could be so intimate, and that can grow some passions, that can grow some personal attaching strings. You indulging in it as a spouse to another person who is not supposed to be your partner is a light time to tell you that you are micro flirting. Okay, if that girl or that guy outside is flirting with you and you are permitting it, and you are doing same, you are texting the person, telling him or her how you felt, how your wife is treating you, personal stuffs in the house, and this person is not your sister, this person is not your mother, this person is not your father, neither your pastor, that you can share personal issues with, that you feel you can get a healthy advice from. You are micro flirting. You see some married men that they have the habit to be working closely with single ladies, with ladies outside. This is not very, very healthy. I must hit the nail on the head. Yes, it's very good if you are a man that has high discipline. Listen, okay, don't quote me wrong. If you're a man that knows your bandwidth, you are not easily moved by whatever you see, you can accommodate such, and you must respect boundaries. She's a staff, and it remains there. It remains an official kind of a relationship. And he's your staff, he remains there. He's your PA, personal assistant, he remains there. Okay, like bringing him close, going for private lunch meetings, and trying to be so emotional when expressing what happened in your relationship, and you're so comfy with that. Constantly you do that, you're micro flirting. All right, so that is not good because it can lead to infidelity in a relationship. And then number 3 I could be talking about is keeping secrets or withholding information about the interactions that you had outside with an opposite sex, outside in your relationship or to your partner. Okay, so now I see people, your husband could badge in on you, and you are chatting with your colleague in the office, and he tries to ask you, tries to confront you, what are you chatting about, can I see what's going on? And you kind of like, why, what is so important, why do you want to say it? And you close or log out from that page or platform, whatever that is, and you are like hiding some secret, and you're not coming out openly, you're not transparent. I normally talk about one of the things that can keep your relationship sound. You can check me on Mom Zebra on YouTube. I normally talk about this in most of my posts. I normally encourage transparency in relationship, because this is what are the major signs of a healthy relationship. So if you withhold personal information, you're discussing with your staff, you're discussing with your PAs, as a lady, as a man, you're doing all those kind of a thing, you're discussing with a friend, your wife or your husband, your spouse is supposed to, ask you sometimes, what are you doing? Then you're free to explain. She can meet you guys up, you can meet your husband, and there should be some transparency. Oh, this is what we are doing. This is what we chatted. This is what we discussed. This can kick off this kind of a scenario, micro flirting kind of hand ditching into your relationship it will be open. But when it is kind of a secretive kind of a thing, you want to pick calls, you pick them secretly, you want to text message, you send them secretly, you delete, you hide, all this kind of thing, you are micro-flirting, and that is a red flag that can really destroy you. Now, another point I'll be talking about: prolonged eye contact, playful teasing, flirtatious banter with someone who is not your partner. And most people are very used to this, and you hear them putting it under the category and the bracket of "I'm being social." There's nothing about that. She's just a friend. He's just a friend. I'm just being social. All right. This is completely wrong. You are micro cheating. Okay. When you have this kind of, you got to a time and you can now have this kind of eye contact relationship, prolonged eye contact relationship with your a person who is not your partner. Maybe it could be your neighbor who is an opposite sex. Maybe it could be your colleague who is an opposite sex. Maybe it could be your staff who is an opposite sex, and it has gotten to the extent where you now talk with your eyes with your partner. Excuse me, this is not an intimate atmosphere. That's not your partner where you have to talk with her or talk with him in a kind of flirtatious manner. Oh, you look so sexy this morning, or I love you on this red. I wish I could have a bite from you. And you laugh over it and you say that it's just a normal word. You are micro flirting. You have to know this is a red flag, and this is what this is not good for you. All right. Okay. If you want to know more about this, I'll be linking you back to the blog as usual, momziba.com/blog. You go to the blog there on Momziba blog, and before the end of today, you're going to be learning about this in details. I'm going to be talking about this in details for you. And now, now, how does it destroy your beautiful relationship? And some people like, how it doesn't destroy my beautiful relationship. Yes, I know this is micro-flirting right now, and some people can be fast enough to really understand. For those who really don't really understand the consequences of this micro-flirting to your beautiful relationship, I'll be telling you this. Number one, if you engage in micro-flirting behaviors, it can erode trust in your relationship. Okay, it can. It has the capacity to erode trust. Even if the action are seemingly harmless on their own, they can sow seed of doubt and insecurity in the mind of your other partner or both partners. Yes, if you are the husband is micro-flirting and the other one is micro-flirting with someone else, and we notice this is happening constantly, okay, I might not have the reason to trust you, no matter what you tell me. Even if it doesn't mean that you've bet that person, you slept with that person, all right? I would not trust you. There's nothing you have to tell me. It can lead to superficial thoughts, and most times the superficial thoughts can end up becoming a real thing. So it can kill trust, and also it can lead to a distance, emotional distance. Okay, in this kind of a situation, I can decide to, it can lead to feelings of neglect and resentment and kind of a weakened emotional bonding between partners. Okay, imagine when you're already flirting with someone outside, you're already thinking of that person like it's 78%. You're already imagining that person. It gets to a time, at least it starts to blunt your imaginations. You can be with your wife on the bed, or with your husband, and you're imagining being on the bed with someone in your office. You already imagine being on the bed with a girl you normally love to watch on your phone. And all this kind of thing can start to affect the mindset, and you start to have rough dreams. You start to have rough dreams when you sleep. You start to dream about that person. Okay? So this is really disastrous. I'm telling people, this is a really high red flag that I don't think people need to indulge in this. Even if as a normal behavior, you're used to it. You said that is how I behave. I like complimenting people. I love what I see. I love good things when I see them, and I love to compliment it. That is how I am. I'm so social. All this kind of thing. You have to drop it when you're in a committed relationship. You have to drop it. Okay. So now another thing that it can curse to your beautiful relationship is diminishing intimacy. Now, when there's a micro stuff of flirting is happening, the trust is gone, the emotional distance now grows, and now I'm less connected to you. Okay, both on a physical and an emotional level. So how can our intimacy stand? How can it stand? Intimacy requires vulnerability, trust, emotional closeness. All of these can be compromised by engaging in behaviors that blurs the boundaries of the relationship. So when I cannot connect with you, I'm now emotionally distant from you. Or you are not emotionally distant from your partner because you are having a divided kind of attention. You're living in the house, you have a wife. You're living in the house, you have a husband. He went to work, or both of you went to work to seek for ends meet. Okay, and you get to the office. You are having someone else. You are having special time and flirting with. The emotion is divided. You get to hear some people tell you, my husband runs up to the office. I just got a call from one of my friends who happens to work there. There's one girl he's so attached with. There's one guy she's so attached with. The emotion has been divided. And this is not very, very good. Diminishing intimacy. There is nothing that can connect me with you. Even if you come to your partner, ask your partner, I think I want us to do one-on-one thing in the room. It can happen that she might not be feeling connected because she knows that something is wrong. That's not how the relationship used to be before. She can decide to say, no, you just go do your thing. I don't feel like it. And also, you also can, what you normally have one-on-one with your spouse, like every time, you start to reduce it because you're fancying someone else outside. It can really crack and destroy your relationship. Now I'll be talking about comparison and insecurity. Micro-flirting can really lead to comparison and insecurity within the relationship. You want to know why? Because one partner perceives the other as flirting or showing interest in someone else. They begin to compare themselves unfavorably to the perceived competition. Now she is not seeing the competition. She might have been opportune to see the competitor. Okay, this can breed feelings of inadequacy and insecurity, further damaging the beautiful relationship. Hold on. I have a lot to be telling you today. And I'll be advising, if you have not signed up as a follower, you've not clicked on the follow button, it is now. I want you to share this because it's very, very important you do. So I told you I'm going to be also telling you what a victim spouse can do when she receive or perceive microflirting from her spouse or his spouse. What can you do? Communication is very, very key. Open communication. All right? Learn to communicate. Both of you should sit in a place and talk about this. Ask him why he's doing this. Ask her why she's doing this. Ask her if she really want to go with you or she want to go with someone who is outside. Don't be afraid to communicate. Don't be afraid to be blunt while communicating. But be assertive. Try to make him understand that you are important and you will not make him or her to make you feel less. If he feels that he or she cannot control themselves, okay, then it should let you know so you know where you stand. It should be very, very blunt to pour out your heart and to protect your self-interest. Now, express your needs. Okay? Clearly communicate with your partner your boundaries, set clear boundaries, and what you need from your spouse to feel secured and respected in that same relationship. Okay? Be specific about the behaviors that bothers you and explain to him why it's a problem to you. If you feel that you notice that she's flirting with her boss, she's into micro flirting with her boss too much, you can tell her you don't want her to, walk there if she feels that she cannot control herself. Yes. The relationship is important. Your personal well-being is also important. Your relationship health is also important as the work she does. But she needs to set priorities. Or he needs to set priorities and work with it. Priorities that suits the marriage health, the relationship health, suits her as an individual first before any personal gains, before any kind of any other ulterior gains. Now, listen actively to your spouse. Now you've given them the opportunity to talk. You've given them the opportunity to listen to you. They've given you the opportunity to listen to they listen to you while you explain yourself. So it's a time for you to listen actively to them. All right. And saying if they are agreeing and concurring with what you think that is right for the relationship. Seek compromise. Work together to find a compromise that grows the respect of both partners. Okay? And their boundaries. This might involve you setting clear boundaries, okay, agreeing to acceptable behaviors, finding ways to rebuild trust and intimacy once more in your relationship. As a victim spouse, this is what you have to do, all right? So consider going for therapy or a counseling. You can also book a session with me on momziba.com. You can book a session and we can talk together. We could talk together, on this type of issue and get a solution from it. Okay? It can restore your beautiful relationship back. Okay? There's some actionable point that you have to do, he needs to do, and work with it cautiously to revive your relationship, trust, intimacy, and whatever that has been broken or lost. Addressing perceived micro-flirting in your relationship requires, I said, mutual respect. Don't forget open communication and willingness to work together to strengthen the bond between partners. I know you've learned a lot today, and I'll be expecting you tomorrow because this is a daily podcast to learn a new thing. Thank you so much for joining Mom Ziba here. I appreciate you so much. Try to follow Mom Ziba on Medium And try to follow Mom Ziba YouTube, Facebook, and study Mom Ziba blogs. There are lots of things you have to learn from there that could help your personal health, your family health, your relationship health, your relationship growth, and many other things that could help your relationship life. Thank you. Till next time, I remain Mom Ziba. Thank you so much, all viewers from the United States. I see you. I appreciate you always. You are a darling. Mwah. You are a darling. Those from Nigeria, Germany, I appreciate you also. Thank you. And I also advise you to keep on listening to Mom Ziba Talks. And I encourage you to share, to become an active listener, to become a listener, a sharp one, a sharp follower also, as I normally say here. Okay, you click on the download to download in case you're offline to listen to. You share to people because you're a lovable person, Mom Ziba is, so that other people can learn from you. God bless you as you do so. I love you, darling. Bye now.